today is going to be a little story time with Abby type deal because I want to tell you guys how my Saturday went. So, like I said in my two previous videos, I've been feeling pretty shitty because of my sinuses and stuff like that. I was already having like I was already feeling bad going into Saturday. I was like, whatever, because Saturdays are my day that I get to spend with my boyfriend Steven, because I only get to see him like once a week due to him living like 20 minutes to half an hour away from me, and we don't go to the same school, so I don't get to see him at school at all, and whatever. So this is my day to see him, and our plan was that we were gonna hang out and then go to his cousin's birthday party, which is an hour away from where I live, because that's where they live. We go with his little sister, and who's 12, and our friend Mitchell, who's his neighbor. And we had planned this like football game, and it was I was looking forward to it. Like, football is my favorite sport, if you don't know that already. I love football. I love playing football. It's a great thing in life. And so I meet everyone there, and I'm like, hi, how are you? Whatever. Whatever. And we go out to the road because there wasn't like any yard to like actually play football in, and there wasn't any traffic at all or cars or anything in the road because it was like a neighborhood. So we go on the road, and his sister Victoria starts like playing catch with him to like warm up or whatever, and I go to like hit the ball out of his hand or whatever, and I freaking jammed my finger, or so I thought, until I went to urgent care to talk to a doctor, and they told me my finger was broken. So I broke my finger, and I was like, ow, that really hurts. So I like stepped away from them playing catch to be like, ow, like check it out, whatever. So Steven was looking at it, and then all of a sudden I feel like this this fuzzy feeling, I guess, like in my ears, and everyone was sounding like the adults on Charlie Brown, like the wah 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 wah, and I was just like, okay. So I was like, I feel like I'm gonna faint, and I had blurred vision or whatever. That's all that I remember till I wake up, and my head is like face flat on the ground. I'm like this, like I have my hands next to my head. I turned my head, and I was like, I'm fine, and I spit out part of my tooth because I chipped two of my teeth. Steven like got his sister to get his dad over, so they were like looking at me and checking me out or whatever. And I say whatever too much. And then I was like, I'm fine, because I really did feel fine. Like, if I didn't feel fine, then I would have told someone. And apparently, I had this giant cut on my forehead, like this giant bump, and it hurt really bad. So yeah, that happened. Yesterday, which was Sunday, so the day after, I went to urgent care, which is like the ER for people who live in a certain town and you don't have to spend 35 billion hours waiting for someone. And like I said, I thought that my finger was jammed. No, he told me it was broken, gave me a splint, and he also told me I have a mild concussion now. So, on top of having like a sinus infection or something, I now have a broken finger. I scraped my knees, I chipped my teeth, I scraped my head, and I have a concussion. So, if you're wondering what the cause of this fainting episode was, apparently it's like the pain from my finger, like the trauma from breaking my finger, like made my blood pressure go down, my heart rate go down. And so it like, and then also like my nervous system like malfunctioned or whatever. So I fainted. And then also Steven had told me that like when I fainted, I looked up at him, and then I was like shaking, like while I was still unconscious. And then I looked back down, and then that's when I woke up. And the shaking was like from being in shock of whatever happened. I don't even know. But yeah, that was my Saturday. How was yours? I wanted to tell you guys that because I am I weird for thinking it's funny? Like, of all people, like, or I guess I shouldn't say of all people, because there's people that are going through like way worse things, but still, it's like, of all people, at that time for something to happen. Plus, these were people, like, at the party that I hadn't ever met before. And I was just kind of like, hey, like, I'm going to faint and start a commotion. No big deal. I felt really bad, and I was, like, crying a little bit afterwards because I felt really embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed about fainting itself. Like, I can't help that. But I was embarrassed about the fact that, like, I didn't know who these people were. And then, I was embarrassed for, like, causing a commotion, you know? But, I mean, I fainted in a Walgreens the first time that I fainted, and I, like, scraped my side of my face. But, I mean, whatever. If it happens, it happens. Life goes on. It's an interesting story, and I thought maybe you would find it entertaining, because I do. So, yeah. I hope you have a beautiful, lovely, awesome day. And I hope that you don't faint and faceplant on the road, because it is not a fun time, let me tell you. And also, break your finger. The urgent care guy was like, he was like, no football. I was like, well, what if, and he was like wicked old and like really rude and like mean. I was like, okay. But he was like, no football. And I was like, what if I throw and catch like with this hand? He was like, no sports at all. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably still gonna end up playing football. When my concussion is gone. I'm like walking like wicked slow now, and I'm not even meaning to. It's like if I'm not going slow, like I feel like I could like lose my balance. I can't even stand for like more than 10 seconds without feeling wobbly. I was in Barnes & Noble earlier, and I was like, like everywhere people were staring at me, and I was like, okay. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that. I thought it was funny. So yeah, I hope you have a beautiful, lovely, marvelous, magnificent, brilliant, and fantastic day. And I will see you guys in my next video.